You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Welcome to another edition of Turkish Football Podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll recap what happened in the Week 19. We'll preview the Week 20 for you. We'll give you inside information from Turkish Super League. And also, we'll preview what's going on with the European competitions for Beşiktaş, Galatasaray, and Fenerbahçe, because they have a match coming up after Week 20 in the midweek. So we'll talk about those. But let's start recapping Week 19. Actually, week after we ended the Week 19, that was the ending of first half of the season in the Turkish Super League. So 19 weeks passed. The teams played 18 matches. As you know, there's 19 teams. So in the second half of the season, each team will have a bye in the next 19 weekends. So get ready. As far as the race on top, it's between Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe. The gap, it's still with 8 points. Even though Galatasaray played before Fenerbahçe, the gap before Fenerbahçe played on Monday, the gap was 11 points. But somehow, Fenerbahçe won that match in Konya. So Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe, Samsunspor, Göztepe, Beşiktaş, and Trabzonspor all won their matches. Now, there were 28 goals scored, even though we had two matches ended with 5-0 scores. That's 10 goals there. If you don't count them, 18 goals for the other teams. Very low weekend as far as goal scoring. Eyüpspor had a bye. As I told you, this was their last chance to sit home. And Eyüpspor, without the plane, they passed Week 19. Göztepe and Trabzonspor, as I said, they scored 5 goals. Where were Trabzonspor until this past weekend? But I could tell you that the team that they played against, their defense was awful. That defense made Trabzonspor look like the team is from playing in the Premier League. We'll get into that. And also, there's a couple news I want to give it to you before I give you the scores. Alex de Souza, Antalyaspor coach, after losing the match, he was sacked same day. This is how things work in Turkey. Emre Belezoğlu, who does not have a UFA pro license, will be coaching. I can't understand this loop in the Turkish Super League about the coaches. You have probably 4 or 5 coaches doesn't have pro license, and they're coaching in the Turkish Super League. That has to stop. Murat Şahin, former Beşiktaş assistant coach, will be coaching Hatayspor, the relegation zone team. Another very huge news for Fenerbahçe fans. Fenerbahçe goalkeeper Livakovic will be out with injury at least for a couple weekends, so you will not see him this weekend. Another very huge news, as I told you in my last podcast, beginning of this weekend, there will be foreign VAR officials in Turkish Super League. Foreign VAR officials will be officiating on top and giving directions to referees on the pitch. We'll see how that's going to go. As far as the referee controversy, still going on. It was the referee controversy in the Galatasaray match, Fenerbahçe match, Beşiktaş match, pretty much in all matches. So, recapping Week 19 and looking at every score to give you the most of them. As you know, they started on Saturday. Kayserispor was at home, another team that is very strong on top. the newcomer Samsunspor beat Kayserispor in Kayseri. Hatayspor at home lost to Rizespor. Beşiktaş at home beat Bodrumspor in this match. There were a lot of missed calls and by the referee. That's the match, another match that referee was talked about most. On Sunday, Sivasspor was at home, tied with Alanya. Trabzonspor at home beat Antalyaspor, and Antalyaspor defense. They don't look good at all. And Emre is going to be taking over the club. I don't know what he's going to do with this club, but they are in trouble. They lost this match 5-0. Looked like they didn't have anybody in defense. Gaziantep at home, another good team, has been winning matches. And they beat Adana Demirspor 1-0. Adana Demirspor is the last place team in the league. Başakşehir, this was the match most talked about it on Sunday with the controversial calls by Turkish referee. Başakşehir lost this match at home against Galatasaray. Well, on Monday there were two matches, and Konyaspor in Konya with the controversial referee calls. Fenerbahçe beat them 3-2. And what could I say about Göztepe, Izmir's newcomers? They're probably most and well-managed team in the Turkish Super League right now. With a limited financial situation. They don't spend a lot of money on players. With good coaching, good officials on top. You know, 70% of this team is owned by English men. Göztepe plays better football than anybody right now in the Turkish Super League. I mean it. Göztepe, with a minimum players on their roster, plays the best match, especially at home. That is why they have not lost any matches so far at home this season. As I said, Abe had after this week 19, the official first half of the season ended. Galatasaray is still undefeated, and they're on top with 50 points. They're the first team to reach 50 points in the first half this season, and they score 51 goals and let in 21 goals. They're pretty good condition right now, but that does not mean they're going to keep this gap on top with 8 points, because all the struggling between the European competition matches coming up in starting this week after the week 20, and then playing in February and March and Turkish Cup matches. It is going to be a tough going for Galatasaray if they don't rotate. So, second place team Fenerbahçe, who has 42 points, 8 points behind Galatasaray, needs to shake up, especially Mourinho. He tried this new system against Konyaspor, but I think they need to get better players in this winter window transfer season. The transfer season will end in the middle of February, and it started just yesterday, so things might be happening for Fenerbahçe to get new players if they want to at least close the gap between Galatasaray. Third place team is Samsunspor with 36 points. As I said, Samsunspor, Göztepe, and Eyüpspor are the Cinderella teams of the season so far. As far as Beşiktaş, what could I say? I talked about enough of them because of the elections, what happened, changing coaches. They still don't have a coach yet. Serdar Topraktepe, the assistant coach, still taking care of the business, but they have not hired the coach as I speak, which is almost Friday morning. So it is going to be tough for Beşiktaş. They are very, very behind the top three. Forget the top three, and it's going to be tough for them to grab the fifth place if they go this way, because they have a European competition, also European competition matches, Turkish Cup matches, and league matches. So I know my time is running up. Let me give you what's going to happen week 20. Week 20 will start on Friday because Galatasaray plays on Friday. They have a match on Tuesday in the European competitions. And they will travel to actually Mersin. They will face Hatay in Mersin. And Hatay is in a relegation zone with a new coach. And if they win this match, Galatasaray, the gap on top will be 11 points before Fenerbahçe plays on Sunday. On Saturday, there are three matches. Başakşehir with 26 points will host Rizespor, who has 24 points. This will be a very important match. Gaziantep with 25 points will host relegation zone team Bodrumspor with 15 points. The last match on Saturday, Beşiktaş will be at home with 30 points against Samsunspor, who has 36 points. As I said, Samsunspor looks good. And I don't think Beşiktaş could win this match at home. Especially one other thing I want to mention, I watched all the highlights this past weekend in week 19. There were only two matches. The stadiums were full. One was Göztepe match, and one other thing I saw, I don't remember, I think one of the matches that, it was actually two, but Başakşehir Galatasaray match, the stadium was empty. Beşiktaş match, the stadium was empty. Beşiktaş fans are not going to the matches. So that is what's going to happen. Sunday, Göztepe will be at home against Antalyaspor. Göztepe with 31 points. Look for Göztepe to win this match again at home. Konyaspor at home will, with the 20 points, will host Kasımpaşa, who has 21 points. Another good match. It is do or die for Konyaspor. Adana Demirspor will be at home against Fenerbahçe. This should be an easy match because Adana Demirspor are playing with the junior teams. They have a very 16-year-old goalkeeper in the goal. So we'll see what happens. Most likely Fenerbahçe will score a lot of goals in this match. Eyüp will be at home against Alanya. Eyüp, another top 5 team right now in the Turkish Super League. On Monday, the team that scored 5 goals will be at home against Sivas. Trabzonspor with 22 points and Sivasspor with 20 points. Trabzonspor is not out of the danger zone yet, because if you look at the standings, there are 2 teams with 22 points, Trabzonspor and Alanya, and there are 2 teams with 21 points, which is Antalya and Kasımpaşa. There are 2 teams who is Sivasspor and Konyaspor with 20 points. Now, Trabzonspor jumped from 14th place to 10th place for now. But after this weekend, after week 20, they have a bye in the week 21st. So that means they will not earn any points the following weekend. So they better win this match, but it's going to be tough because Sivasspor is hungry for points too. The bottom of the barrel is Adana Demirspor with 5 points, Hatayspor with 9, and Bodrumspor 15, and Kayserispor 16. And Europa League matches, Galatasaray will play on Tuesday against Dinamo Kiev at home. Beşiktaş on Wednesday will be at home against Athletic Club, and on Thursday, Fenerbahçe will be at home against Lyon, and Galatasaray pretty much already in the next round. Fenerbahçe has a good chance to go to playoffs. Beşiktaş needs miracles. So that is it. My 15 minutes up. Listen to my podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. My name is Ahmet Turgut. Bye.